Thank you.
So talk to me about, are you loaded in? Did you get to see the picks and bans?
Yeah, I see their picks, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, I got like 170 seconds.
Hell yeah. So let's see here. I don't want to start like super spectating, like talking a whole bunch because I haven't hit the record button yet because I feel like this is really useful.
Yeah, that's always awkward for me too. Like if I'm doing my tournament analysis of like a matchup, like I usually don't like to get into it until they get in because I don't like showing like the pregame as much, right? So
yeah, because it's just like this boring ass screen.
Right, exactly, and you don't know how long you're gonna have to wait.
Yeah, it's just a little ridiculous. Okay, sweet.
So let's just completely ignore these guys. Just put
do
your hand
that.
over their faces. Don't think about them.
Fuck Weeb. Fuck Weeb. Fuck Weeb and IceMoor. We don't even
What's
know
up, Cisco, though? But this guy, he is a member of the Picklers. I noticed that on the enemy team. So.
He's also Diamond Apollo. That's interesting. Okay, so Weeb. Let's look at Weeb's profile. Looking him up on Smite Guru.
What's up, Tony?
He is qualifying in Conquest.
It's fucking up, is it really?
Silver 2 in Duel and Gold 5 in Joust. Wow, Gold 5 in Joust, but Silver 2 in Duel. So your team fight and nothing, just qualifying for Conquest. I'd love to see you do the rest of your qualifiers there, Weeb, in Conquest, just to see where you place. Man, I can only imagine. Could you imagine? Like, it's frustrating enough trying to climb the ladder, just one ladder. But could you imagine trying to like get your elo in all three, 1v1, 3v3, and 5v5?
Right. Yeah.
That would be a little ridiculous.
Yeah, it's tough.
Okay, I'm gonna take my ADHD meds before I forget. And halfway through this match, we're talking about something completely unrelated. I'm only a 16-year-old gamer. You can't take it seriously. That's right, Unique.
What's up, Narwhals?
Okay. What else?
Hey, Melodic. Guan Yu, not so good in Duel.
Silver 2.
Tony knows.
Did you ever hang out in Silver at all whenever you were climbing the ladder?
Nah. I don't think so. I think I went straight to Gold this time, and last time when you were able to skip like everything, I went to like Plat 1 from qualifiers. So yeah, no. I would never had that silver icon, I think. But probably in Conquest I have.
Conquest is a whole nother beast, man. I have so much bitching to do today about Conquest. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, Suntouch made a big Reddit thread about the TP system and like really finally explaining, exact instances of how it's complete bullshit, and people are finally starting to take notice.
Yeah. It's
hopefully they change it now with the amount of noise people are making about it. It's long overdue.
All right, have you loaded in, Dia?
Yes, I'm gonna sync up with you.
Spectating Weeb. I wonder if he'll live up to his name in Silver 2. I can't wait. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and pause here. Chat, I love ya. Let's dive in.
It shows Mendoza at level 1. Mendoza officially sucks. Couldn't even hit level 3.
All right, you ready, Nshadow? You ready, dear?
Yes.
All right.
And also, hello, Smitten chat.
Hi, Nshadow chat. Senpais. Also, just really quick, guys. This is Bronze League Braveheart. This is a series that I crafted. It is it's kind of in the love and respect that I have to Day 9 and a lot of the StarCraft 2 casters. I really want to kind of bring some of that. Let's look at lower ranked play and try to help these nerds get out of the lower ranks and help them become just a little bit better. I took that that concept and I'm bringing it here to Smite. So this is the culmination of those efforts. This is the second week that we've actually had a co-host for the show, Nshadow. I'm so fucking happy to have him along. If you guys haven't followed him on Twitch, I don't know what you're doing with your lives. Twitch.tv/Nshadow. My man. Say hello.
Oh my god. Thank you so much, man.
All right.
Thank you. I'm very, very happy to be here. Last week's was a blast, and I've been looking forward to this one as well, so let's do it.
Let's dive in, baby. And 3, 2, 1. Whoa! Greetings, beautiful viewers. This is Smitten, and welcome to the latest episode of Bronze League Braveheart. Today we're taking a look at Weeb. He is Silver 2 in Duel. He presents with the following issues. He needs help with the first 5 minutes dealing with lane pressure positioning, baiting enemies, item builds, do's and don'ts, how to get a pick, engaging in good team fights. It looks like he just went right down the list and just checked off a little bit of everything. So it looks like Weeb needs some assistance in several different areas. So Nshadow, tell me, you've had some experience with this player. What are you seeing so far? He's got Purple Pot.
Yeah. Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about the clan name. Clan name. A variation of my clan name, Shadow Realm, decided he'll make his own and disgrace what was once a beautiful thing.
Oh, no.
So yeah, so basically this is Mendoza, aka Weeb, and he he is, you know, as I said, quite a character, right? So one of his biggest faults in Smite, in my opinion, is that he nearly only plays Hades. He will almost only ever play Hades. And there's a lot of people that say, like, you know, I main... Oh, that was actually really good. He got his dash there with the fear. The only problem is that he, without his cooldowns up at this point, Hades doesn't have much... Oh, that questionable Aegis from the Apollo.
Right?
Very strange. He's allowing... That Aegis just allowed time for Weeb to get his cooldowns back up. And, yeah.
And first blood coming for Weeb. My man is sitting over here talking all this trash about he only plays Hades. And he just beat an Apollo with gold. So that's your build.
Alright, so I want...
hype. Good job.
Alright. So you got that. I mean, the guy ages and he got his cooldowns up. So I don't know about that, but no, it was actually a very good play. Heads up play from Mendoza, or I'm gonna have trouble calling him Weeb, but I'm gonna try. Oh, look at that dance! I love that dance. Oh, and the Apollo is right back at him right now.
There's so much BM happening.
Yeah.
I imagine, okay, I can't do 1v1s, and I don't think I've ever admitted this publicly. I can't do 1v1s because I go until too easy and I get salt, man. I get so salt, and especially if it's like one motherfucker.
Right.
If it's just one motherfucker, I'm like, ugh! And I'm supposed to be the nice one. I'm not supposed to be ragey or salty. I'm supposed to be nice and sweet.
Right, exactly.
So I can't.
Yeah, it's tough because even I'll get really pissed at people. Like, I'll try, you know, like, I won't, like, rage, but, like, I'll be condescending as fuck to some people, especially when they win with, you know, the bullshit strats that can be employed in Duel. So... Weeb, he's been playing up a little too far on these waves for his own safety, and you might see the Apollo take him out here. No, Apollo was not able to land enough autos there, unfortunately. Unfortunately for him. But, yeah, one big mistake I've been noticing of his is that he's been trading out autos with the Apollo, and you can never, ever do that as a Hades specifically, right?
As anybody specifically.
Yeah.
I think Rom is probably one of the only people I know that can just sit there and trade with, with an Apollo.
Yeah, on her as well, most likely, because he could also, you know, mix in his abilities and look for openings. But Hades, the problem with him is that his cooldowns are so long at the early stages of the game. So even if he's like trading some autos to try to get his passive up on him and, you know, get that... what is it, the Blight? Yeah, get the Blight stacks off. His abilities, you know, often aren't up in those situations. So if they're not up, you really shouldn't be wasting your time. You should spend that time to go around farming better. And, you know, with the dash or the jump, whatever the fuck Hades' one is, I think it's a jump, but it's underground. So, yeah. So
it's kind of like Scylla's. It functions the way that Scylla's 3 works.
But can Scylla get pulled out of a Wheel Assault?
I think, yeah, Scylla can be ulted by whenever she's...
Alright. So, yeah, he can dash right over this wall and easily start his farm game up. The big reason that Hades goes pot here is because he has such a strong, like, very big controlling early game with his massive sustain and massive burst on the waves. Very hard to... Ooh, Apollo almost got that. That would have been sick. That was actually a really heads-up play. So this Apollo, you know, he seems to know a lot more than I originally gave him credit for with that, you know, really strange Aegis in that earlier engagement. See, Mendoza, I like that he tried to get out there. He didn't need to sprint by any means, but he is learning to not sit there and trade.
He saw the dash go down on Apollo more than likely and knew that he probably only had his mez left as far as, like, get out of dodge. So he's probably going in for a kill right there. I mean, he's only got a couple of seconds left on his purple pot. Yeah, I think also earlier we were talking about that Age is coming out of Apollo. I think it's really easy for people to misinterpret how much damage Purple Pod can actually do early on, because depending on the god that it's on, honestly, it's going to dictate how much damage it's going to do early. So I think that Apollo is just trying to be safe and try to not get spanked by the Purple Pod. He ended up doing it anyway, so.
Right, of course.
So what is the dynamic in the 1v1? Since I'm not familiar with 1v1 meta, we're all learning together, right? My chat, I don't know if very many of you are into the 1v1 meta or the dual rank system. If you aren't, you should totally do your qualifiers and let us cast them. But so what is the dynamic here of the mage versus the hunter? What do you have to look out for specifically if you are Mendoza in this game?
Well, basically, he is in definitely a losing matchup here, unfortunately, as Hades versus Apollo. So it's an interesting matchup to cast, because like a slightly losing I think he got his dash there. Oh, and Mendoza recognized that he got the dash, but ulted completely out of range. I guess he just got really antsy to pull out the ultimate and just completely misjudged, you know, his position there. So
which is really easy to do.
Right, yeah, for sure. I mean, he got excited because he got the dash. You know, he wasn't trying to get catch that dash with the fear. Oh, the Apollo's here, but the only thing is he's got to be careful not to trade too much with the
autos.
Yeah.
Oh, the Hades autos. What? That's actually surprising. He's got Warlock's finish. He's
he hits hard. He hits
so
hard.
hard.
Remember, Divios used to say those things are like the size of balloons, and like they hit like they're the fucking size of balloons too. They are massive. I don't know why.
Seriously.
Some people used to build him auto attacky in Duel. One of the best Hades players, or the best Hades player in Duel, or at the time it was Joust ranked. He used to go auto attack Hades a lot, and it was like just straight up a thing. You would never think it's a thing, but it was. Yeah, it was.
Ew. All right, Apollo. Looks like Apollo's going to secure this red buff over here. I know that there's only one of those on the map now, so it's like super highly contested, and just depending upon your timing and where you are position on the map and how much further ahead you are than your opponent.
So Mendoza's had to let that go twice, and that's actually pretty rough for him, considering that he is the one that started a pot, right? So he's already 450 gold in the hole here. So his slight lead here really doesn't add up to quite as much as he needs it to. Very smart of this Apollo to recognize that Mendoza has to go and clear the wave, and just take away that blue buff. With the golden bow clear here, it's just so instantaneous. Mendoza putting himself a little bit out of position with that dash. Apollo's kind of capitalizing. He's been playing on point now, this Apollo. He doesn't seem like he wants to go down, you know, after that first flub with the Aegis there. So yeah, Mendoza, like you were asking about the dynamic in this particular matchup, or with mages in general, Hades is specifically catered towards that early farm game and trying to get massively ahead of your opponent. If you can't really do that, he doesn't have much chance going into the late, because he does have a fantastic late game, and it beats most mages. ADCs, however, he actually like beats the majority of them. Isis, Poseidon, Hubwa, no.
I was about
no
to
Hubwa.
say,
no Hubwa, no Chang'e, probably. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
Mendoza getting chased down here. Those Apollo auto. That passive is too strong. He's got Ichabod online, plus tier 1 of what looks to probably be Aussie coming out. I imagine that's going to be an Aussie. Or do you think that's going to be a Chinsai? Yeah,
it could be either. Personally, I like to go into the Chinsais there because it's such a huge power burst, especially with the or power spike when you have that golden bow, Ickful, and then Chinsais. There's like almost no way to deal with that in the early game. So if you get your opponent to try to trade with you at all, it's massively in your favor. It also allows you to dive. One thing that Mendoza's definitely got to do here is look out for the skies a little bit more. Oh, I like that because he's confirming
There's the ultimate.
Yeah, but the dash is still available. He got him to dash in a
towards
the tower, which is a great thing. But watch as once his abilities are down, he just can't continue the trade, and this is the real issue.
Okay, I have a question. As Hades, what can you honestly do with your ultimate in a 1v1 situation? Because I don't imagine that that's ever that it's ever really gonna do too much. Maybe like securing a kill, maybe mid late game.
Yeah, basically you
I
have
don't
to force
know.
out the enemy dash or jump and then go for it. And once once they have, I was gonna actually question the sanctuary over beads here for Apollo because it's almost always necessary to get that beads online against Hades. However, clearly, it hasn't been able to work out for Mendoza in this situation because he really, unfortunately, he's put himself out of position just too many times, and he wasn't able to dominate the farm game as much as he needed to with that pot. He got the first blood, but unfortunately, he didn't capitalize off of it well enough. And taking fights like this here against him are always going to be losing trades. So there he just, wasted a couple of abilities, and now his clear is not going to be as quick as you would like it to be. Although, watch Hades.
So what advantages does Hades have over a hunter?
Yeah.
Like, is there an advantage that he's going to have like specifically, or is he just like kind of focused on the early game stomp?
Yeah,
kind of snowball
honestly,
your
it's
way?
about it. Is that he has to go with that pot. He has to go into a position where he is dominating the buffs, and it has gone quite the opposite way. And that's really easy for an enemy hunter to do against Hades. Is just recognize, all right, your early game has fallen off. Now I pretty much beat you in the 1v1 with the greatest of ease. So I'm gonna go in and do as I please. And I'm rhyming like crazy, Smitten. I'm so good. He's trying to he's trying to
Nshadow over here. Oh my lord!
Look at the autos though from Mendoza, actually doing quite a bit. He's got some tankiness online, and that's really what helps him here. The Warlocks plus the good ultimate, but is it going to be enough? It is.
It is.
Very nice trade. Yeah.
Okay,
very,
so
very
you should be able to get a tower here, right?
And the Apollo, though, questionably did not use Aegis during that entire ultimate. If he had outweighted it, Mendoza could have used his meditation and probably still finished him, but
Also,
weird
he's
that,
level 14.
yeah.
Where's his second inactive?
Oh.
That was,
yeah.
okay, so,
Sometimes,
right.
yeah, sometimes
a
people
problem.
will leave the base with, he still doesn't have his second inactive. I don't know what he's doing. Yeah,
got
sometimes
chins,
you'll
though.
leave and you'll think like I'm gonna give myself a second, because sometimes like you need to rush onto the next wave, and you'll be like, okay, on my next back I'll get the active and I won't engage on this wave. But he did the exact opposite. Without the active in hand, he engaged, and for some reason he is intent on not picking up the second active. I don't know if my man doesn't realize or this is a spectator bug, but something funky is going down.
Well, I mean, we could see Mendoza's stuff.
Right,
And
yeah,
I think
so I
he's
would
just actually not picked up
look
the
at
second
that
active.
damage from Hades. That's the real strength of him, is that if you fight him in the wave with the blight stack on the minions and your opponent, it is so much damage. So Mendoza might actually be able to turn this here. That's probably going to kill him, yeah, before the
Holy
dash
crap.
can even come out.
Yo, okay, I gotta be honest with you, Shadow. Whenever we loaded into this game and I saw that it was gonna be Hades up against Apollo, immediately I was like, alright.
Yeah, you
Alright.
thought it was over, yeah.
Yeah, it was over because, like, I've seen you wreck so freaking hard as Apollo against anybody in this game mode, and I was just like, there's no way. Apollo's passive is just way too OP. The Crazy's gonna take him down with the chin size. He's gonna be able to chip away at all that health that Warlocks is giving Hades. There's no way he's gonna be able to win this.
Well, I want to talk
Holy
about
crap, dude.
errors in the Apollo's build that are allowing this to happen. All right, so first of all, look at his Ikvol. Ikvol is an item specifically built against physical gods, right? Because it lessens, or rather it increases your physical power and reduces their physical power. So what physical power does Hades have? None, right? So unless you're on a god that really needs to rush that early attack speed, which Apollo certainly doesn't. Look at the Hades autos.
Oh my lord.
Mendoza really doing a great job of capitalizing on the fact that this, another point in the builds is that the Apollo doesn't have any defense online yet. As you'll see, Mendoza rushed that breastplate right after his Warlocks was done, got the defense online, and knew what he was doing. The Apollo, however, like I said, the Ikvol is never the right choice against magicals unless you're on a god that desperately needs, like, sometimes a nemesis could say it, yeah, could say like I really need some auto attack really quickly to not fall out of this game, so I'm gonna pick this cheap item up. But
it's real quick, yeah.
Yeah, but the passive does not benefit you in the least. He could have picked up an Aussie there or the chin size there and then gone into a defense item. And you'll see here he continues to not build defense at this point. Duel is so much. Oh my god!
Oh no, he's gonna get out.
I don't know. He's still got his dash available, but
he is weakening curse. There's no way he's gonna catch up.
Okay, yeah.
Oh my god, that sucks.
So he
so
finally
bad.
picked up his second active. Yeah. And I do like the weakening there because, but the only thing is like he picked up the weakening because he's fighting into the waves so much, the Apollo, and that he's trying to stop Mendoza from being able to heal back up off of them. But if he had just, if he chooses his fights more wisely and doesn't fight into that wave, I think a beads would benefit him so much more, especially because the fear becomes the biggest tool for Hades as the game goes on in his 2, because it is a silence and it stops you stops you completely in your tracks.
Yeah,
so,
and he can't auto. He
right.
can't auto.
Yeah, so it's very, very detrimental. So getting that fear off is so important for Hades. If you beads it at the right timing, that's the real way to beat him in the late. And now, I mean, Mendoza's in a perfect spot here, up about 1,000 gold, and he's looking good.
Yeah, like that's actually quite a
still though he
significant
can't.
amount of gold.
Yeah. Still he can't take too much of this poke. Like I said, if his abilities are down, Mendoza has to recognize that that is no longer a trade that he can. He can sustain through.
Yeah, okay, so there's something really, really interesting happened in that last engagement. So, Hades saw that the Apollo is taking his blue. I don't know if he realized that the Apollo had just finished Titan's Bane. Titan's Bane just shredded him, along with that chin side. Like, all the health and defense that he has with that chins and the Titan's Bane just absolutely chunked away his health.
Yeah, exactly.
So
very true.
Once you are... whenever you are encountering an Apollo, all right, and this goes for any type of any ranked situation, like whether it's 1v1, 3v3, or 5v5, if you encounter an Apollo and he does more than a third of your life in 1 or 2 autos, don't fight him.
Right. Exactly.
You gotta find another way. There's gotta be another way to kill this dude.
The engagement has to be in Mendoza's favor. The Apollo's been taking a lot of fights within his own waves, which is, the only real way Mendoza can get these kills off. If you fight him in the jungle as Hades, you will die because there's nothing to obstruct the Apollo's autos, and you're able to just, he's able to just land everything
for that
on
blight
you.
To explode.
Right, exactly. Nothing for you to heal off of, nothing to aid you with the extra damage from the blight either. So, yeah, it's just unfortunate that Mendoza didn't recognize that. And now Mendoza's actually going, okay. The Apollo didn't land on him. I think he really should have, but oh wow, that weakening is on point right there because Mendoza's now in a really tough spot. However, does he? Ooh, good
Aegis. The Aegis comes out. All right,
Yeah.
Canceling the ult. Your dash is available. I would have used that for an escape. Holy crap,
Yeah,
you're so brave.
Jesus, I really liked that he used the dash the way he did to block out the Apollo's so beautiful there. He went right under it and completely dodged it, but the problem was that he should have dashed away towards the creeps at least, or away. Either way, I think the Apollo would have been able to chase him down.
Right.
Oh my god, I've had my overlay on this whole time, Smitten. I'm so sad. Fuck.
Oh no! The overlay.
The
Fuck.
overlay.
Damn, I thought they patched that one, bro.
No, it's my own overlay.
Okay. That sucks. So this is really, really interesting. So one thing that we can say after watching this game is, Mendoza, do not fight Apollo in the jungle. You are Hades. A lot of your damage, a lot of your burst needs bodies in order to blight and then burst upon, correct? So whenever you are fighting Apollo, try to fight him around minions.
Sorry about
I know
that,
that
guys.
seems really counterintuitive in Smite. Like, you shouldn't be trying to fight around minions, right? Because of all the aggro. But Hades is really special in that sense, where you have to fight him in order to get like the most effectiveness out of your abilities. There aren't very many people in order to explode your damage on. There's just this one person and a bunch of minions. So you actually
Isn't
gotta
it
wait
L
to
you
fight
hold,
him
you
in
guys,
the
to
lane.
get rid of that
Right there.
fucking
look,
slow-mo?
You won in that exchange because you had what? You had
Right.
minions to explode on.
Exactly. Yeah, and if the Apollo is being Oof, look how much damage the Apollo gets off here. This is the real reason that ADCs just win this in the late, because as you said, the amount of protection shred available to him, he's got Chins, he's got Aussie, he's got even Ickful, which like I said was not the greatest pickup, but oh, look at the return burst from Mendoza. Maybe he can make something happen here. He does have dash available in just a little bit, but he doesn't want to trade out any more autos with him. He's got to be really careful. There it is, and he got his Phoenix back too, so that's beautiful.
Perfect timing for MendozaBot over here. Coming in, Silver 2, looking nice and clean on this Hades. I know you said that Hades is probably one of the only gods that he plays. What are some gods that Hades just directly counters in these 1v1 situations?
He will counter basically anything below... if you look at my tier list, basically anything that's below... let's see. I have him in A+. So anything below that, he just demolishes. That's the thing. He completely stomps gods that don't have great escapes. And then when it comes to gods that do, and gods like Apollo, gods like ADCs in general, it's so tough. Oh, really nice fear. You see that, Smitten? That was very nice usage, and he ults him perfectly. That was a really sick play. That was nice. That was
so good, Mendoza.
So that greedy ass Apollo, right, went for the back door, just ults straight over to the Phoenix, wants to take it out. Mendoza says no. That's my favorite kind of play, when you get that anti-backdoor off. And now Mendoza can take his Phoenix off of this, hopefully. Notice the respawn timer. Why is Apollo alive in 5 seconds, Smitten? How dumb is that?
Well, because... reasons.
Yeah.
Because
so
1v1. Why
yeah.
not?
So he
Why
can't even like it's gonna be close. He might be able to take his Phoenix, or he might die for it just because he wants to try for it. So it's very silly. He's not even gonna get it. Like he just killed him under his Phoenix. He's up 6-3. He should probably be able to take a Phoenix, whereas Apollo was able to take his Phoenix while behind. It's very, very.
Tell me what you think of this, Nshadow. Last week I offered up some like pretty crazy suggestions to like fix to the 1v1 situation, right? What if while you or your enemy was dead, anything that was on the map just moved faster, gained movement speed? To kind of like maybe capitalize a little bit more on those shorter death timers. Yeah,
I don't know. It's just I feel like anything that might be a little wonky, Spin. But I just think what they need to do is allow you, if you are on a kill streak or if you have a certain amount of kills, to increase the death timer. Wow, again he caught it out.
Wrecked Apollo, holy crap, dude, the dash into the fear was so amazing. Sorry, that was so hype. Dude, that Apollo thought he was getting out too. Fucking Apollos, dude, they pissed me off so bad.
I know, especially when they go for the fucking backdoor. It pisses me off, Smitten. So I love seeing these types of victories, especially in a matchup where he really shouldn't be winning. And now look at this again. Despite killing him, Mendoza knows he can't go for the Phoenix. How dumb is that? See, once you reach a certain amount of kills, I think your opponent's respawn timer should increase significantly. At 7 kills here for you, and there's a deficit of 4 kills between the two, his respawn timer should fuck him. You know?
But that would punish the people who get cheesed on so bad. Like, just imagine. Okay, this is a really satisfying matchup because it's a Hades shitting on Apollo, which you hardly ever get to see, right? But like, I just imagine what it would be like if it was cheese that was causing Weeb to win. You know what I mean? Like Weeb's actually winning right now because of like the decision making.
Look at this man with his backdoor shittiness.
Smitten! And he got the Phoenix.
Yeah, of course he got his
and
fucking
he's jumping
Phoenix,
about it.
and he's jumping.
Proud.
He's happy. Of course he's happy.
He's so proud of himself. He's like, look at what I can do.
I hate that shit. So that's the thing. It's like, of course, it'll help gods that are already OP, but it should also, you know, always reward the person who's winning. You know, if they're winning because of an OP god, whatever. They won because of their OP god. But if you manage to outplay someone's OP god and you are winning, you should be able to win, in my opinion. You know, because the choice of the god is up to you. Of course, they're there, and unfortunately, people are going to pick them. But if you can outplay it to the point where you go positive against them, like Mendoza will most likely lose this matchup despite being up as much as he is, just because of the matchup itself. But
I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I don't know, dude. Go for the Phoenix right now.
Can he do it? I don't think so. He's got fire creeps.
Well, with the amount of like physical protections that he has, don't you think you could take a couple of tower shots with that Bancrofts maybe? You just sit there and just auto it out.
But unfortunately his damage is just not high enough. Had he had like a Polynomicon, he can, but it doesn't fit too well into his. Well, it actually, you know what? Instead of the Bancrofts, he really should have a Poly. And that would be helping him a lot more, because Poly in Duel, one on Hades is really good because it confirms, you know, so many of your abilities confirm another auto. The Fear into auto, Dash into auto, and even the 3 into auto.
That's really how you should be playing, by the way, to maximize your damage.
Yeah, exactly. You know, you want to auto cancel your abilities, and then you also want to, you know, recognize when that Poly procs so that you can, you know, so that you can maximize it. But, instead of the Bancrofts here, he would sacrifice, you know, a little bit of the overall magical power, but would in turn have a significant amount of push potential and more added damage to his overall game here, you know, against the Apollo in the 1v1 scenario. So it would end up being a significant DPS increase if he was able to utilize it correctly. Other than that, though, he should have a rod, you know. So that's the real difficulty here, is that he had to go double defense, and he needs to decide between a rod or a poly. And that's just the worst, having to do that, because you need the poly in order to push, and the rod is going to help you beat him in the 1v1. So, yeah.
So it's a hard decision to make right there. So what does Mendoza have to do in this situation to win? I mean, like, he's clearly like outplaying.
Right, he is outplaying very hard, but what he has to do is outplay 10 times harder. Yeah.
Outplay that motherfucker! Oh, he's getting out.
He has to outplay so much harder. That's the only thing. And if he had, you know, had a longer respawn timer, he would have been able to win this so long ago when he, you know, when it was justified for Mendoza to win. That's why I think even if, you know, even if it aids some of the shitty gods, you know, people are going to pick them sometimes. But if you outplay a really OP god and you want to win, you should look at the Apollo. He's just going to go in, take the Phoenix again. There's no way for Mendoza to ever win this matchup if the Apollo plays it correctly, because he can just do this.
Oh, he's going for... Look, he's not doing
Oh, okay. He's going for the fire instead. Either way, though, the Phoenix will be gone. But I mean,
Mendoza's got so many chores to do over here. He's, like, working...
Yeah, all he can do is sit here and defend.
That's so unfortunate. So that's got to be so frustrating to be sitting here in this situation, 25 minutes into a 1v1 situation, and you're just like, God damn it.
Right,
I'm
up
Hades.
8-3.
I don't have any ability to push. I don't have any ability to, like, actually advance on this map, because every time that I turn around, I gotta kill this little fucker.
Exactly.
Then I gotta clear the wave and try to get this all the way to the Phoenix, and by the time you're there, he's already alive. So, like, what do you have to do when you're a lone Hades in an Apollo game?
It's a rough life. He's still got his dash here. Unfortunately, Mendoza didn't recognize it too much, but he does dash the wrong way, so I mean, maybe there's a chance he could do something. But look at the lifesteal coming out from the Apollo here. He picked up Blood Forge, so the man now has double lifesteal. But Mendoza's hitting pretty hard. The only problem is, does he have his cooldowns up in time? Yes, he will. That Aegis was actually not good from the Apollo. Gave Mendoza more room.
He's just gonna go for the safe. All right, so he sees that the wave's getting pushed. He wants to keep
because he's playing like a bitch boy, the Apollo, right? He won't even take him in the 1v1. It's like, god damn.
Right? He won't 1v1 you. Like,
yeah,
so
just
lame.
1v1 me. Look, he's gonna go lifesteal to full. Lifesteal to full. Mendoza has to just hold this.
Run.
It's probably over. I don't think he's got a sprint up, does he?
Yep.
Nope, he's dead, and that's gonna be the game.
98 seconds.
Unless Mendoza can pull some crazy bullshit, but he's got... Does he have Fatalis, the other guy? No, he doesn't. That's really good. But he's going to lose the fucking Phoenix off of this because bullshit. Yeah.
Yep. Phoenix is at half health.
Yeah, and if he tries to contest this, I don't know, man. This could just... Oh, okay, okay.
Oh, the Phoenix is spawned doing damage at the Apollo! Dead!
Beautiful.
It worked for days. Oh,
Do you see the
Mendoza.
amount of misplay the Apollo has to make and the amount of outplay that Weeb has to make in order to make this
That
work?
is so hard. That is
It's
so
just,
he
yeah.
should get into platinum immediately. Before
Right,
this game.
right,
Like, this one
yeah.
game means you should just immediately get into plat, man. He's working so hard.
Exactly, and you know the one commentary that I had about Mendoza was that using only one god in any game mode, it's just so detrimental
he's
to
going
your.
for the Phoenix.
I know. I hope to God he can get it, Smitten. But look at his push potential. It is not high. He doesn't have a rod. He needs to sell this Bancross for rod. He's getting ulted. No. Oh, he missed the fear. He missed the fear.
That's bad. That's bad.
Ah, yeah.
That's bad. This
he could lose off of this, yeah. All because he worked
30
so
seconds.
hard and then he just got
got
ulted. One mistake from the Hades equals a loss. 16 mistakes from the Apollo does not, and that's the true
Means,
cruelty
it just takes
of it.
a little bit longer.
Yeah.
So really, if you're gonna play Apollo, all you gotta do is just wait long enough. Wait
Yeah,
long
yeah.
enough, and you will eventually win.
Yeah, I play it differently because I like to play, up to my, up to strengths and just play for fun. Like, I just go, like, ham all the time if I play Apollo. I rarely do anymore because he's so OP. But, when I do, I try to play it the least scummy way possible. I don't even build correctly. I just, I don't build the best way possible with Devo and shit. Mendoza's actually lucky, though, that the Apollo did not go Devo here, because it would be a much easier time for him instead of this Bloodforge. It doesn't work out quite as well, Bloodforge, as it does in Conquest.
So Hades over here, I'm taking a look at his build and trying to figure out how you could fit a winged one into theirs. Not a winged one, but a winged blade into there somehow. The 300 HP would synergize really nicely with your Warlock Sash, and having that tiny bit of movement speed and auto attack speed, I think would be juicy. Maybe help him out a little bit getting quickly up this lane, but I don't know. I like really crazy builds.
Yeah, no, the one reason I could see the Wing One being picked up here, or Wing Blade, is because he would be able to he'd be able to utilize its slow immunity from the weakening, and that's really nice. But otherwise, though, he just, like I said, I think he just really needs a rod instead of this Bancroft. It's so much DPS difference. Oh, I really like that ultimate, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. Apollo might just be able to lifesteal through it. Oh, the Aegis comes out. Oh, no. Oh, my God.
Okay, so he totally messed them. Okay, I've got to back up. Can you pause your client there for a second? That actually deserves...
So I want to talk about why the Apollo did not have enough lifesteal to sustain through that engagement there. Do you see what he sold his Bloodforge for? Soul Eater. A significantly less lifesteal item and a very early game oriented item. Very strange that he would do that. That's just complete build or lack of build knowledge on the Apollo's part there.
That's pretty great. All right, we've backed it up. I'm sitting pretty at 29.59. I'm about to slow this bitch down so we can see this play in slow motion. Holy shit, Weeb is only got 763 HP left. There goes his fear. Fearing him into making sure he can't do any more damage, and then uses the ult promptly, and by the time Apollo realizes what's going on, he's like, oh, hello. One auto, two autos, and
he wanted to see if he can out lifesteal him, but then he's starting to realize, oh, I can't because I have Soul Eater. And then Mendoza
No, it was too far, it was too fast. Oh my god. That was so beautiful. He literally tried to mez him, but then got feared. And then got 3'd. Oh my word, that was so beautiful. I can't even after that. That's auto win. If there was like somebody actually watching these games, that would be where he would win forever for me.
Right.
He just DC. The Apollo just DC.
There is justice.
There is justice.
That's what I chant every time. If this kind of thing happens, I take that win to the bank every single time. I once played my heart out. I was 12. I was 12-0 against a fucking ADC as like Kabrakan or some shit, Smitten, and he was about to win the game. He was AMC and he was about to win the game while I'm up 12-0. That motherfucker DC'd and I spam taunted in his well and destroyed his
Oh my god.
Only
I love
under
that.
those circumstances will I do such things. But
Oh, I
in
love
those
that.
particular circumstances, you have to, because you deserve the shit out of this win. They don't. You do. You're up
Man.
11-4 as
So,
Hades.
do you think the salt is okay? Now I want to talk a little bit about just like meta. So, do you think that the salt maybe might be worse for these 1v1s? Because I swear to God, like the salt in Conquest is so real. Like people get so butthurt and so upset about everything in Conquest.
Yeah, a
But
lot
I
of that
couldn't
is because
imagine
they're
the
dealing
salt.
with their teammates, right? And they
Yeah.
get butthurt at their teammates. Whereas, he's DCing again. Mendoza, you take this.
Oh,
You
get it,
take
baby.
this.
Get it, baby, get it.
Oh, we take this to the bank.
If he tries to cheese you, baby, you cheese him right back.
So,
Oh, my
yeah,
Lord.
so a lot of the salt in Duel actually comes from people being mad at their opponents for playing OP shit, right? Some people I've seen rage like no other because their opponent was playing something OP, and it's honestly, you know, the anger is justified. You shouldn't direct it at your opponent because it's not their fault. They're picking to win, right?
Right.
But I even get annoyed with that because should you really be winning? No. When if I'm outplaying the shit out of you with a low tier god and you're a high tier god, but that's the way that the game mode is. So much of the rage comes from both the game mode not being balanced at all, and as well as, you know, it's you versus a singular opponent. The only way that you're losing, other than if you're being cheesed by the game mode itself, is, you know, by them outplaying you. So it's easy for you to just, you know, direct your anger towards that person and, you know, get frustrated that this person is, you know, showing a little bit more skill than you. So I think a lot of it comes from that.
So, are there like? Would you say that the 1v1 community is close knit, or do you think that
No,
there's
they
more
hate
rivalry?
each other. Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
you guys just all play the same game, or you just hate the shit out of everybody? Are you serious?
Nah, I try to be like I've tried to be mad friendly with a lot of people. I've gotten some shitty results from that, and I've completely blocked myself off from a lot of the other like 1v1 streamers too and stuff like that. I don't know what it is, but
Really?
egos run really high in 1v1. I guess because it's a 1v1 game mode, they think, you know, you think the best of yourself, and you know, it's
Right.
just, yeah. So. But I don't know. It's always been that. I guess it's the same for any ranked game mode, though. You know, you find people that are just, one, willing to do whatever it takes to win, and two, just want to be assholes for some reason sometimes. I don't know why, but yeah.
That's how people are, though.
Yeah,
Honestly, that's
exactly.
that's the human condition, so to speak. So that is going to wrap it up for what's our final analysis for Mendoza here?
So in this particular matchup, he played beautifully, right? He knew exactly what he had to do. Other than those engagements in the jungle, like we pointed out, and the fact that he was trying to trade autos with him early game, he really started to adapt though and recognized that he could only really go in when he has shorter cooldowns, when he had that breastplate online, and when he, and when he had his abilities up. When those abilities are down, there's no reason to be, trading with the Apollo. And the other thing would be that he only plays Hades, so I would very heavily recommend that he tries to play other gods, because you can't get a real feel for the game, and you will be a much better player because you know how other gods work so well, once you get experience with them, and it allows you to do so much more in the game, because it's not like Mendoza only plays 1v1. He actually does not play 1v1 that much and plays a lot of other game modes. And I mean, you know more than anyone, like you were talking about last week, that if you're only playing one role, or even worse, only one god, you're often a detriment to your team, so it's
And
very,
yourself.
very... Yeah, it's very
And
important
yourself,
for
man.
general growth in the game. Everybody plays to their, to what makes them happy. So if it's really, what makes them happy, then sure. But if you want to get better, then, and this is
You gotta play other
mentoring, right?
things.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
is
you gotta
mentoring,
play
so we
other
gotta
things,
tell
man.
them like it is. You gotta play other things to get general knowledge of the game and to be a more experienced player.
All right, Mendoza. So when you're playing Hades up against Apollo, do not fight him in the fucking jungle. No, do not fight him in the jungle. All
Yeah.
right. And you don't have to sit there and take all those autos to the face. If you realize he's doing way too much, like in like half a second, just go back to your way. You don't have to stay there in that situation. But yeah, that's about all I have to add.
Shut
Is I
up,
know
Diesel.
specifically in that one situation, do not fight that Apollo in that 1v1 situation in the jungle. No,
Right.
no, baby boy.
Exactly.
That's going to wrap it up for this episode of whatever we decide to name this. Every League Bravehearts, Bronze League Bravehearts. It's for all ranks. It's for all types of ranked play. Like we've been saying all night long. 1v1s, 3v3s, 5v5s, from qualifying all the way up to Grandmaster. So if you guys are looking to get coached or mentored by Nshadow or myself, you got to be subbed to our Twitch channels. One, either or. Both preferably, obviously, but either or. And then you have to be here Sundays at 3 p.m. Eastern and sign up live, because we do these live. You don't get to play the game and then go back through your rank games and give us your best rank game for us to actually spectate. No, we're trying to watch you live and give you live tips on what you can do in order to be a better player. Nshadow, it was lovely casting with you.
Yes, lovely casting with you. I had a great time.